During the colonial era, rest houses were called dak bungalows. Every dak bungalow had these caretakers and khansamas which created this tasty, fabulous mutton recipe called Dak Bangla Mutton. On that note, let's make that today. Hey guys, it's Varun Inamdar and welcome to Emami Healthy and Tasty YouTube channel. Let's begin. Let's begin the first one, and that is the marination. For that, of course, I'm going to use goat meat or mutton. To this, let's add in some curds or yogurt. The next is some paste of ginger and garlic. Moving on to some dry spices. The first one is turmeric, and along with this, red chili powder. Adding in some salt as required. After adding in the salt, here comes in this powerful punch of flavor, and that is Kachchi Ghani mustard oil. Let's mix this well. With this, our meat is marinated and ready. Let's move on to the next step, and that is grinding a spice mix. I have some bay leaves, I have mace, I have nutmeg, I have some cinnamon, I have some cloves, black peppercorn, and green cardamom. Well, that's a basic blend of spices that is absolutely important for this recipe. Without toasting any of the spices, I'm going to grind these into a nice and smooth powder. In goes the nutmeg along with the cinnamon, adding in coriander seeds, and finally red chilies. Let's grind this into a fine and smooth powder. Our spice mix is done and ready. Let's have a quick check. I think it's perfect. Let's move on. Now that our spice mix is ready, let's move on to the recipe. For that, I'm of course heating a pan on high flame and adding in Kachchi Ghani mustard oil. The oil is heated up. Let's add in potatoes which are peeled, soaked in water and patted dry. Let's fry these till they're nice and golden brown in color. Well, for the uninitiated, any kind of oil adds into the primary taste and flavor of any dish. It adds in aroma, it adds in taste, flavor, even adds into the texture, adds into the pungency, and that's the reason why it's absolutely important to use the right kind of oil. Well, I'm using Emami Healthy and Tasty Kachchi Ghani mustard oil because this recipe calls for it. The pungency that eventually converts into sweetness is absolutely required. Remember that. Well, time to remove the potatoes. The next ingredient that also needs frying are some hard-boiled eggs. So let's do that. The eggs are also fried and ready. Let's move on to the next step, and that is actually making the gravy. For that, we'll of course use the same oil in the same pan, but let's begin with some red onions. Let's slice the onions. Let's whack the flame on high and add in our sliced red onions. The onions have kind of turned translucent. That's the stage where we need to add in the marinated meat. So let's do that. Let's stir this well and continue to saute for 3 to 4 minutes on absolutely high flame. Like I said earlier, the pungency now has converted into this aromatic sweetness, and like they say, dhaas hai, tabhi to khaas. Let's add in the tomatoes. Along with this, the fried potatoes, some sugar, and finally, our spice mix, which is no longer a secret. Mix this well. Let's add in some water and allow the meat to cook till it's perfectly well done. Well, alternately, you could also pressure cook this. That's a complete personal choice. Let's cover this and allow this to cook till it's done. It's roughly 40-45 minutes now. Let's quickly have a check. Well, this looks perfectly done. Let's add in the boiled and fried eggs and turn the flame off. Time to serve this. With this, our Dak Bangla Mutton is done and ready. And over the years, now, this is part of those few forgotten Bengali recipes that I think we should all get together and start reviving. This tastes wonderfully well with hot fulkas or even Bengali luchis. Well, however you try it, trust me, this is going to be wonderful. And let us know in the comments section how you've liked it. On that note, do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to Emami Healthy and Tasty YouTube channel.